You're not alone. If you need someone to talk to today, please contact Crisis Services Canada by either calling them at 1-833-456-4566 all hours of the day, or you can text them at 45645 at 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Time. Remember, you're not alone, and Crisis Services Canada is here to help. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Prospect Show on ASTV Productions. Just got to get this water bottle out of the way. I'm your host, Graeme Forsyth. Tonight's edition of the Prospect Show is brought to you by TOVI Hockey, Caisse Financial Group, Supplemental Insurance, and Pilot Mound Hockey Academy. We're trying something new tonight. We're using our new media player here, so if you guys have a chance, check out this episode on our website at amateursports.tv. We would love to hear you guys' feedback on the new media player we are testing tonight. Under the tab TV shows, you can rewind the show, and there's a few other features as well that you guys can check out with this new media player, so that's a lot of fun. But getting into who the guests will be in tonight's edition of the show, we got two guests joining tonight's edition of the Prospect Show, starting off with number 8 of the Winnipeg Bruins in the Manitoba AAA U18 Hockey League, Jonas Woo. He's an 06 born defenseman. He is eligible for this year's upcoming WHL Draft that is going to be happening in December of this year. I'm going to have a chance to ask Jonas about that, as well as talking about his season with the Bruins, what it was like representing Team Manitoba at the 2021 WHL Cup earlier this year, as well as some other things as well. So without further ado, let's run the intro of tonight's edition of the Prospect Show and bring on the first guest in tonight's episode, Jonas Woo, number 8 of the Winnipeg Bruins, here on the Prospect Show on ASTV Productions. Wow! And there he is, Jonas Woo, number 8 of the Winnipeg Bruins in the Manitoba AAA U18 Hockey League. Jonas, great to have you on the show, man. Excited to talk about not only your season, but your time in the WHL Cup, the WHL Draft, and some other things as well. How you doing on this Monday evening, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for having me out here.
Oh, of course. I've been wanting to have you on the show for a while, actually. You were on the top of my list as a guest to have on the show because, man, your skill set is phenomenal, especially at this age of just 15 years old. But let's start off by talking about your decision to play in the Manitoba AAA U18 Hockey League this season. Why choose that league as the next place to continue your development in the sport?
I think just following my brother's footsteps is like a big key that I'm trying to do. I know that the U18 Winnipeg League right now is very elite. There's a lot of skilled players, and I think just playing in it will for sure improve me as a player, and it'll be a good year this year, I think.
And speaking of your brother, Jett Woo, an NHL draft pick back in 2018, second-round pick to the Vancouver Canucks. He's played in the WHL. He's played for Team Canada at the U17 and U18 age level. Just talk about how much influence, how much of a mentor Jett has been to you throughout your hockey life so far.
Yeah, he's been a very big impact in my life, and like he's always shown me the ropes like to follow, and I always ask him questions, and he always knows what to say to me, and he's been a big leader for me.
And, talking about it, the path he's gone down is similar to the path that you're trying to go down. Like you said, you're trying to follow in his footsteps. With the draft coming up, I mean, this being your draft year, how much of a help has Jett been just helping you through the process of getting prepared for the draft?
Oh, it's been great. Like, he always helps me train, and I ask him a lot of questions, and he always has like the perfect answer for me, and he's just been a great brother.
Quite an age difference. I mean, you're 15, he's about 6 years older than you. Does the age difference ever get in the way of you guys competing? Are you a pretty competitive family, I'm assuming?
I don't think it ever gets in the way. I always try to beat him, and we always try to beat each other. It's been fun.
Yeah, has it gone more your way most of the time, or has it been Jett having the advantage in the games you guys play against each other?
Lately I think it's going my way, but
Right.
going I think it's been his way a little bit, but it's pretty equal.
Right on, right on. And not only do you have Jett as a brother to help you through this process, to help you down this path that you're trying to go down, but your father, Larry Woo, of course, founder of Laker Hockey Academy, founded it in 2008. He's played in the WHL. He's played at the university level as well. With him being your father, how much has he, mentored you, taught you throughout your life so far in terms of the game of hockey?
He's for sure been the biggest impact in my life. He's done everything he can and to make me a better player, and he's been my coach. He's been everything for me, and he helps me out every day, every practice, and every game.
Yeah, and I assume like him being your father, it goes further than hockey. He helps you in the other stuff and everyday, day to day, and the life of not only being a hockey player but being a young kid as well.
Yeah.
Right on. And, just from his learning experience, of course, going through the WHL draft back when he got drafted there, playing for Victoria and Swift Current while he was playing there, what has he, told you the biggest advice he's given you throughout just you preparing to get ready for this year's draft?
Basically, just another big thing is the draft is just another step, and that's where like all the hard work begins, and just it doesn't end here.
And I assume if you do get drafted to the WHL, which is a very, very good possibility, that's a place that you want to take that next step. That's a place you want to play. You're not looking at another path.
No, I think for sure the WHL is the way I want to go, just following my family's footsteps.
Right on. Well, getting back to or getting into your season with the Bruins so far, with you being as young of a player as you are, you're playing against older kids. You're playing with older kids as well. Talk about, what the vets, the experienced players have been like for you so far on the team, just the things that they've told you, the things that they've, really helped you with so far.
I mean, it's been great. Like all the older guys really like take care of me, and they always show me what to do, and they really know how to take care of me, and it's been great. Playing against older guys, it's been an experience. I mean, just going up to that next level is like a great feeling, and just knowing that I can play with them means a lot.
Have you had any vet in particular, any player that's played at the level before on the team that you've leaned on so far? Or has it been a collective group of people you've leaned on so far to just, when things are getting tough to, have them, talk you through it, help you out?
I think all the vets on my team really take care of me well. I mean, they all have my back, and they all ask me questions on how I'm doing, and they all take care.
Awesome. Well, obviously, the coaching staff this year, I had a chance to look at your game footage from a recent game you guys played against Eastman. You were playing not only a lot of minutes, 5-on-5, but on power play as well, on the PK as well. Just talk about, how huge it's been to have a coaching staff put you in these situations when you're getting ready to, potentially take that next step in your hockey career in terms of getting drafted to the Dub.
Yeah, it's been a huge impact. I mean, I love the coaches I have right now, and I know not a lot of rookies like me get a lot of ice time, but getting this amount of ice time is really helping my game on, really improving me as a player, and I'm loving it right now.
Talk about the mental side of things, Jonas. Obviously, there's a lot of hockey being played this year for you already. You've played 18 games so far, but just the mental game of going through the ups and downs, playing against this older competition, really just handling the adversity out there.
I think for sure it can be hard for some people, but I think just keep pushing through it and being determined. I think you always got to be in a good mood to play a good game.
Well, you've definitely put up points this year. You lead all defensemen on your team within the team in terms of points for players at that position with 16 points in 18 games played. Just talk about, how pleased you've been to have this type of success so far, so early on in the season playing against this competition.
It's great. I mean, I couldn't do it without my teammates and obviously my coaches. I mean, they're helping me a lot, and just a bunch of great players on my team, and just like them helping me is like the main reason.
Talk about the offseason you had to get ready to play at this level this season against this age group. The biggest things that you took focus on and, working on getting ready for this season start.
A lot of my summer was involved with baseball. I think that was getting away from hockey, and that really helped me for my hockey season. I think away from baseball, I was always in the gym trying to get bigger and trying to stay in the level of the older guys, and getting in the ice and fixing the little things and just improving everything I can.
What do you say, playing baseball has really helped you with out there on the ice? Because obviously a different sport than hockey, but there's a lot of things that you can take from different sports and utilize them in the sport that you're playing right now, like hockey.
Just everything like hand-eye or keeping me in shape, or my hands, and everything to do with baseball has just been a real key on my hockey game.
Talk about, last season, obviously, you only got to play a limited number of games playing with the Winnipeg Warriors before COVID shut down the season. But that gave a lot of players, every player, an opportunity to work on things that they might not work on throughout a season as it's happening. How did you feel that you took the opportunity of using that COVID canceled season to work on the other skills that you might not get a chance to work on otherwise?
It was actually a huge impact on me. I think it really helped me in a good way. I mean, a lot of people didn't have the opportunity to have like ice or free ice at the rinks, and I was lucky enough to have a rink beside my house, and I was always on there, and in my backyard too I had a rink, and I was just really fortunate to be able to get on the ice and fix all the little things that I need to fix.
Looking at it this year, obviously you can distribute that puck at a high level with 14 assists. You got a good quick release on your shot. You're a very good skater as well. Getting all ends of the ice, very good awareness out there. Talk about, what you feel are the biggest strengths of your game and why you've been able to have so much success individually out there so far this year.
I think some of my biggest strengths for sure are my feet and my quickness. I always get better on my feet, even if it's at the ODR. I do little things to get better, and for sure my playmaking. I always try to jump up in the play and create offense and create scoring chances, and just very offensive game. And I think that's the key things.
We're going to take a commercial break after this question here and continue talking about your season with the Bruins here, Jonas. But things that you want to continue improving on, continue to work on as your season progresses here in the MB AAA U18 League.
I think for sure my shot is one thing I really need to get better. I mean, looking at my stats and rewatching my games, I get a lot of close opportunities with my shot, and improving my shot quicker and harder would for sure make me a better player and put me at a better spot.
Well, for sure. I mean, it just comes with time, right? It's something that you're definitely going to continue to work on and get that shot up to where you want it to be, right? So we're going to take a commercial break, first one of the show here, Jonas. When we come back, I'm going to be continuing to talk to you about, the season with the Bruins so far, your time at the WHL Cup earlier this year, as well as the WHL Draft coming up in December for this 2021 WHL Draft. Jonas Woo, number 8 of the Winnipeg Bruins in the Manitoba AAA U18 Hockey League, joining the show here first on this edition of the Prospect Show. Once we come back, I'm going to talk to Jonas some more about the things I mentioned before here on the Prospect Show on ASTV.
Welcome to Pilot Mountain Hockey Academy, your world-class academic and hockey training facility created to maximize each student's athletic and academic potential. Blackjack Stewart Arena, home of the Buffalo, is inside the 46,000 square foot complex, as well as a curling rink and other facilities. The students have a unique combination of successful, well-rounded education at Pilot Mountain Collegiate Institute and the professional hockey training in an encouraging community. The years of experience of on-ice coaching propel our students to the next level, both mentally and physically, in a professional environment.
Welcome back to the Prospect Show here on ASTV Productions. Like I mentioned in the intro, the opening of this episode, we are trying out a new media player here tonight for this episode. Check it out on our website. Check in there. Would love to hear you guys' feedback on the new media player we are testing. Go under tabs, the tab TV shows, and you can watch it there on our website at www.amateursports.tv. And the cool features you can try out here is you can rewind the live show that you're watching right now, and there's a few other features as well. But getting into it now, the second part of this interview with Jonas Woo, number 8 of the Winnipeg Bruins in the Manitoba AAA U18 Hockey League. I've just been talking to Jonas about, his siblings, his sibling Jett, his father Larry, as well as his season in the Manitoba AAA U18 Hockey League with the Bruins, the things he's liked about his game, the things he wants to improve on. Jonas will get more into the team side of things now. It's no question, it's no lie that you guys have been struggling here so far in the past 5 games this season. Losing the last 5 games, you guys are 8, 10, and 3 on the season. Talk about, these last 5 games, how the team's been feeling going through this losing streak.
Well, obviously, we're not in the best mood, but I think we have a really skilled team that can really create some damage in this league. And right now, I just think we need to get back into it and keep the grind, and we'll get back to it, and we'll be better.
Yeah, and I mean, going through losses, a losing streak like this could be part of any team season. Unfortunately, it just happens to be happening to you guys right now. But talk about it throughout these past 5 games, what you felt have been the biggest struggles that have been shown by the team.
Right now, I don't think we're showing enough effort in the D zone for sure. Our goalies are doing great. I mean, we just need to help them out in front of the net and just finish what we finish our bodies, and for sure help our goalie out.
Obviously, like you talked about how skilled this team is. There's a lot of skill in this league. Do you feel like a losing streak like this so early on in the season could almost be beneficial if you guys are able to get out of it and come out of this funk, showing that you guys can be resilient?
I think this could help us. I mean, being in a slump and getting out of it could be a really big impact for our season. I know all of our players know that we can really come out of it and be strong, and I think that's going to help us out further on in the season.
Let's talk about the offensive side of things. 83 goals for the team so far this year. Talk about, this team's offense, how you guys are able to generate your chances out there.
I think we're a very offensive team. I mean, I think pucks in the net is a huge thing. Our coach showed us a scoring sheet on where we score goals, and like 75% is right in front of the net from rebounds and just driving the net. And I'm pretty sure that's a big impact on our team's scoring ability.
Going into that, just having your coaches show you guys shot charts where you guys are most effective scoring goals, like you said, rebounds, driving to the net, crashing the net. How beneficial do you find that to, know the things that you guys need to improve on, as well as knowing the good things you guys got to continue to keep doing in game?
It's huge. I mean, just our coaches just do all the little things they can to make us a better team, like going over video before every practice and showing us clips of individual players and how they're doing, and just like you said, like the shot chart and the goal chart and everything about that is just very impactful, and it's very good this season.
In the defensive side of things for you guys, 93 goals against. Talk about, just the defensive zone struggles. You said as of late, you guys have been struggling with your coverage. Talk about, why you found, this team has struggled so much defensively as of late, especially.
I think our team's a little bit too puck watching right now, where you're leaving the zone a little bit too early, but I think guys are really getting back into it. I mean, every single practice we're working on D zone and breakouts, and I think we're stepping up our game soon.
Talking about your game specifically in the D zone, just you as a player, where you find you're the strongest in your own end.
I think I'm very good in my own end. I think blocking off passers, or I love blocking shots and laying big hits and finishing my checks. I think I play my role in the D zone, and I think I like where I stand, and I'm trying to play my role this year.
No doubt about it. And, going up against bigger guys out there, obviously, you being, not a small guy, but smaller to some of the players in the league, how much of a challenge have you found that, just the size differential out there so far?
It hasn't been a huge impact on me. I really like chasing after bigger guys and setting the tone a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't back down to anyone. I'm sure the bigger guys want to chase me, but I don't fear that at all.
Yeah, gotta love to hear that for any WHL franchises out there watching this show potentially. Jonas Woo, doesn't back down from any challenge out there. Gotta absolutely love it. Talking about the past two games against Eastman, 4-2 loss on Friday at home last week, and a 5-2 loss on Saturday on the road. Talk about Eastman, where you guys felt you fell short in those games specifically.
Eastman's a very hardworking team and very solid team, but I think we outworked them for sure. We were playing our game most of the game, just a few unlucky bounces, and we couldn't finish the game strong. So a lot of penalty minutes too, which kind of hurt us, and it was a tough few games.
Right. And, it's not going to get any easier here going up against the top two teams in the league coming up on Friday on the road against Brandon, who is the top team, number one team in the league right now. And then as well as a game on Sunday at home coming up against the Winnipeg Wild. Talk about, this upcoming stretch of games here, these two games against two very good teams, of course, top two in the league, what the week of practice is going to be like for the team to prepare for these teams.
This week coming up for practice is going to be a huge week for us. I know everyone on my team really wants to beat these two teams. I mean, it really changed the season this weekend, and I know everyone's going to come to practice working hard, and I know our coach is going to come prepared and for sure work us for this weekend.
Talking about the mental preparation, how huge it's going to be going up against teams like this, because they have shown they've been the cream of the crop so far.
Yeah, I mean, just getting focused before every game and not trying to fool around and distract people. I mean, it's been mental game is for sure one of the most important things you need to do, and just getting prepared is a big thing.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, the Winnipeg Bruins in action twice this weekend, coming up Friday on the road against Brandon. And then, of course, you guys playing against the Wild on Sunday at home. Should be two interesting games for fans to come out and watch. But, moving away from the Winnipeg Bruins, talking about your time at the WHL Cup this year, representing Team Manitoba. Just what was that experience like for you? How cool was it to represent your province at a tournament like that?
That was for sure a crazy experience. I mean, just the crazy environment, like all the top players, and seeing some of my buddies on some of those top teams is a very cool experience. And just like the pro atmosphere is just very cool. And it was like for sure a memory I'll never forget.
Having that pro atmosphere, playing against, the best players from around these provinces at the WHL Cup, is that something that got you even more excited to be able to make that jump soon to that next level at the WHL?
Yeah, I mean, it got me for sure opened up my eyes a little bit. That tournament for sure like got me excited for the draft, and just knowing some of those guys now, seeing how good they are, and just really helped me out.
You got named to the All-Star team after that tournament ended. I mean, you had 2 points, both were assists in 5 games, but obviously you were getting it done in all facets of the game to be named an All-Star. How much did that mean for you getting named to, the 5 best players out there in that tournament?
It meant a lot to me. I mean, I obviously couldn't have done it without my teammates and obviously my coaches. I mean, we didn't end the tournament how we wanted to, but I'm pretty sure every player on our team really showcased himself, and that award just made me feel a lot much better for the tournament.
A lot of learning experience to take out of this, playing against a very high level of competition, getting to represent your province of Manitoba. But out of all the things that you went through in that tournament, what were the biggest takeaways you took away in terms of what you're going to use out of those experiences to continue improving your game?
For sure, watching all those players and how skilled they are, I think that just pushes me to be better. And the speed of the game was unreal. I mean, the first game was very fast, and it just faster and on, and that was very eye opening, and that really helped me out.
We're almost done here, Jonas. We're going to move into the WHL draft, and I'm going to let you go enjoy the rest of your Monday night. But, talking about it coming up in December, how you felt that not only this season so far, going to the WHL Cup, putting up solid stats, solid production in the U18 league here in Manitoba, but last season as well, when you put up 12 points in 5 games with the Warriors, how you felt these last 2 seasons have really boosted your draft stock so far?
I think it really helped me out, and them pushing the draft back a little bit was really good for me because I really grew into my body in those couple months, and I think the WHL Cup really helped me get out there and show what I got, and I'm just really excited for this draft.
How have you treated this season compared to others? Have you, has it been on your mind quite a bit knowing the draft is coming up, or have you just treated this like any other season?
I try and treat it just like any other season, but in the back of my head, I try not to think about the draft. I try to get away from it and try to stay motivated and stay hard, and always try to keep working hard and try not let the draft get in my head too much.
Yeah, for sure. And like players are always going to say they're just trying to treat it like any other season, but a life-changing day could be coming up.
Yeah.
Like 15-year-old kid, maybe 14 in some cases, depending on the birthday. Like, who wouldn't be thinking about this crazy day that is coming up very soon? Like, we're almost in December 1st on Wednesday. So, yeah, I don't blame you for that at all, man. Talking about, is there any team in particular you'd like to go to in the WHL, or is it just whatever team calls your name, you'll be happy to go wherever?
I think no matter what, I'll for sure be happy, and I don't have a team in mind, but I'm just really excited to step on the ice and start playing in that league, and just gonna be pretty excited on that day.
Yeah, I gotta ask you though, is there a favorite WHL team that you've grown up watching?
I wouldn't say a favorite WHL team, but I've for sure watched all the games with my brother, and just watching those teams play was very cool.
Yeah, and could be cool if the Winnipeg Ice somehow get their hands on you and call your name. That'd be a cool experience. I know your
Yeah,
father, Larry, is now an assistant coach, so those could be a connection there, but we'll have to wait and see for sure. Talking about it, what you feel you are gonna bring to a WHL franchise as an individual off the ice, in the dressing room, what type of player that they'll get in that aspect of things.
I think out of me, they're for sure getting like a very hard worker and a very good leader. I think um, I'll always be determined to get better, and for sure never back down to anyone, and just be a leader on the team and fill my role and do the best I can on that team.
Of course, a lot of players that I talk to, almost every player has someone advising them an agency or something like that. Have you had anyone advising you, representing you throughout these past 2 seasons?
Yeah, my advisor is Mark and Matt McKay from CAA. They've been a huge impact on me, taking some weight off my back, and they're helping me out a lot.
Yeah, no doubt. Just handling the stuff that you shouldn't have to worry about, just letting you go out there and play your game. Talking about, where you feel you will be the day of the draft, waiting for your name to potentially get called.
I think I'll for sure be with my family. I mean, hopefully it'll be a good day, and that'll just be an exciting day. And after the draft, I'll probably hang out with some friends and probably celebrate a little bit.
Talking about one last thing here, just how excited you are to have an opportunity down the line, whenever you get a chance to play some WHL action, to play in front of the fans, playing the atmospheres that you're going to be playing in.
I'm really excited. I mean, just thinking about maybe playing the Ice someday, and just like I look up to those guys and thinking that I could be playing on the ice soon. I mean, it's like a huge dream for me, and I'm really excited to play in that atmosphere.
Well, I mean, you've shown all the right stuff so far, Jonas. You've had a heck of a season so far, representing Team Manitoba at the WHL Cup, putting up the amount of points you put up so far. The amount of ice time you've gone as an 06 is just mind-blowing, especially going through your game tape yesterday, getting ready for the segment I'm going to be doing, player analysis, going to be analyzing your game later on. But, best of luck to you in this upcoming WHL draft. Wherever you go, franchise is going to get a heck of a player, and best of luck to you and the boys with the Winnipeg Bruins. Hoping you guys can turn things around here soon. Thanks for coming on tonight. And Jonas Woo, number 8 of the Winnipeg Bruins, joining the Prospect Show here tonight. First off, and man, gonna be exciting. I'm excited later on to analyze his game, go through his game tape, and analyze him on player analysis. This week's edition of Player Analysis on the Prospect Show will be ending off the show with that, just breaking down Jonas Woo's game. And heck of a player that any WHL franchise, I feel like, is going to be more than happy to be getting their hands on this upcoming December, which is 2 days away, December 1st on Wednesday. It's crazy how time flies. I know I say that a lot, but wow, already near the end of 2021, going into 2022 very soon. But coming up after the commercial break, folks, we got another WHL prospect for you guys that is going to be joining the show. It's number 5 of the Fort Saskatchewan Rangers U16 team in the Alberta Elite Hockey League U16 age group, Logan Henley. Logan is going to be joining the show to talk about his time with the Fort Saskatchewan Rangers U16 team this year. Also talking about the upcoming WHL draft. And of course, he is the guest on this week's edition of the MCN Sports Advising segment here on the Prospect Show. He's going to talk about, his experience so far with MCN and working with owner of MCN, Matt Gorman. That's coming up after this commercial here on tonight's episode of the Prospect Show, on tonight's edition of the Prospect Show. Stick around for more after this commercial break.
All right, guys, make sure you watch that coverage out there.
Speaking of coverage, you guys got supplemental insurance?
Who is this guy?
No one can cover me.
You can be covered for any accident, anytime, anywhere, Canada and the USA. Learn more at supplementalinsurance.ca.
Hi.
Oh, brutal. Maybe I should get some of that coverage.
Welcome back to the Prospect Show here on ASTV Productions, diving into the weekly MCN Sports Advising segment here on the show. And joining me is one of their defensemen that they advise there at MCN Sports Advising, number 5 for the Fort Saskatchewan Rangers U16 AAA team in the Alberta Elite Hockey League is Logan Henley. Logan, thanks for coming on the show, man. Great to have you on here. How you doing on this Monday?
I'm doing really good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, doing good. Great to have you on the show. And I told you before, but I love the hair, man, the flow. How long you've been growing that beauty out?
Definitely a couple months.
So your hair grows pretty fast. I've had the flow type of hairstyle before. It's taken a bit longer than 2 months for me, but you're rocking it pretty nicely, man. Is this a first for you, rocking the flow, or has this kind of always been your hairstyle?
I don't know. I've rocked it quite a bit the last couple of years for sure.
Right on. Well, it suits you, and you have put up good numbers this year, so maybe the flow is giving you some luck. 4 goals, 7 assists, 5 power play assists in 11 games played so far. In 14 games so far, 11 points with the Fort Saskatchewan Rangers. Just talk about this season, how nice it is to get back into a normal routine of playing in hockey games consistently.
Yeah, it's been really good. This last month, our team was 8-0, so I think that was pretty good, and the boys are bonding pretty well, and we're on a good win streak, so the season's been good.
And what's that been like playing with the team that right now is second in the North Division? Like you said, got off to a great start at 8-0, 12-1-1 so far this season. At this point, the offense is there, the defense is there as well. Just talk about what it's been like, how much fun you've had playing with this group of guys this season.
Yeah, it's been really fun. We're all out there to help each other do better, and yeah, practices are fun. We're all battling. Coaches are good. Yeah, we're having lots of fun.
Like I said, this is a team that's put up offense so far this year, 64 goals for so far this season. Just talk about the offensive side of things, how this team's been able to put the puck in the back of the net as much as you guys have been able to so far this year.
Yeah, I think we got a lot of offensive gifted players, and we've been moving the puck pretty good to start the season, and we're scoring goals, so got to keep that up.
And for you on the offensive side of things, of course, you put up 11 points so far this season in 14 games played. Looking at your history, you haven't always been able to put up the most offense. Of course, last year was kind of a step in that next direction with that U15 Fort Saskatchewan Rangers team when you put up 6 points in 4 games played. But this season, with those 11 points in 14 games played so far, just talk about how you found you've had success in the offensive zone so far.
Yeah, I had a bit of a slow start, but now I'm getting into it. It's been good. I'm moving pucks. The boys are scoring for me, and then I'm also shooting to score. So it's been good.
Talk about, what you think has changed, how you become a more offensive defenseman this season, because the last time before this year where you've had a chance to play in a full season, you played 33 games with the U15 Rangers in 2019-2020, put up only 5 points in those games. So definitely the offense is on, is a bigger is a bigger part of your game this season. Talk about, how you felt you've grown throughout the years as an offensive defenseman at this point.
Yeah, I think working with skills trainers and everything has definitely added more tools to my bag to put up the points. And I also think the team this year has been great because our first year Bantam team obviously wasn't the best record-wise and everything. So this year I think just the boys are scoring, and yeah, it's been good.
Talk about yourself, away from the offense. Obviously, as a skater, Matt Gorman called you a smooth skating defenseman. Of course, the owner of MCN Sports Advising, Matt Gorman. Talk about, how you felt your skating has really come along and improved throughout the years to get to the point where you're at now with your skating ability.
Yeah, my skating ability is definitely one of my strengths, and I work on it every summer with different power skating coaches and Matt too. And yeah, it helps me get out of trouble for sure, and helps me rush the puck and control the offense. And yeah.
Now, looking at the team defensively, 37 goals against, talking about how you guys have been able to be so successful so far in the defensive side of things, in the defensive zone, in terms of, limiting team scoring chances and not really giving up many goals so far this year.
Yeah, I think our goalies are a big part of that. They've been playing very well. And then I also think most of the guys aren't cheating for offense this year. So we're all playing D first and then getting offense after. So it's been good.
Talk about this season, your game in the defensive zone, of course, with you being a defenseman, how you felt, in parts of your defensive game it has improved so far in your own end this year.
Yeah, I think a big thing for my D zone this year is to stop stick swinging so much and playing the body. And then once you get the puck, to make a quick decision and get it out of the D zone, make good breakout passes.
Right. And, seems like you've had opportunity to get on the power play as well this year with those 5 power play assists. With this being your WHL draft, you're coming up hoping to potentially go in the WHL draft coming up in December. Just talk about the coaching staff and what situations they put you out in on the power play and the playing time you've gotten in other parts of the game as well.
Yeah, they've been playing me quite a bit this year, and they've been helping me out too with the power play and the penalty kill and everything. So, yeah, they've been doing a good job.
Talk about the team culture this year with the Fort Saskatchewan Rangers, just how you guys bond together in the room and how that generates to, the success you guys have on the ice.
Yeah, everyone's got each other's back in the dressing room and on the ice. And, yeah, we all love each other and love playing together, so it's been good.
Gotta love that brotherly love, right? That's what makes the teams as good as they are. It's just, I keep saying it, but it really does speak volumes of how, if a room is, the way it is, if you guys are bonding together, you guys are just going to have that much more success on ice, right? So, Logan, we're going to take a commercial break here coming up. We'll continue to talk a bit about the Rangers, your season with them, the upcoming games, but we'll dive into the WHL draft and, of course, your time with MCN Sports Advisor. And I've been joined by number 5 of the Fort Saskatchewan Rangers U16 AAA team, Logan Henley, on this edition of the Prospect Show. Stick around for more for the Prospect Show after this commercial break. Welcome back to the Prospect Show here on ASTV Productions, of course, on this week's edition of our MCN Sports Advising segment. I'm joined by one of their players that they represent, an 06 defenseman playing in the Alberta Elite Hockey League for the Fort Saskatchewan Rangers U16 team, number 5, Logan Henley. I've just been talking to Logan about his season so far this year, the Rangers season as well. How they've been able to have so much success. But Logan, obviously, always areas that a team wants to clean up, right, to get better and fine-tune some things. What are some of those things you guys are going to be looking to improve upon in these next upcoming games and as the season rolls along to get to, that championship level team?
Yeah, I think the 2 biggest things we're working on right now is our D-zone coverage, just making sure we're tight, not allowing any chances in the slot and stuff like that. And then also entries are a big thing for us right now. We feel we're a pretty good offensive team, so we're just trying to control the entries more and set up for more shots and drive the net hard and get some entry goals.
Right, and zone entries only means more puck possession, and when a team's able to have more puck possession than the other team, I know it sounds captain obvious, but it's going to bode well for you guys in terms of creating more chances, right? But for you, things that you're looking to improve upon in your game specifically as an individual as the season goes along to, keep fine-tuning your game.
The biggest thing I want to work on this year is just joining the rush consistently. Every time there's an offensive chance, I want to be involved in that. but then I also have to play defense too, so I got to get back hard and control my position.
Talk about yourself as a physical player out there. Would you say you're more of a physical defenseman or more of a defenseman that relies more on his positioning out there?
I can definitely do both. There's definitely times where I'm laying body out there all the time, but there's also times where I'm just in a good position to get stick on puck and then try to join the rush.
Yeah, for sure. And, great when you're able to do both, have good positioning and be physical out there as well, lay the body, like you said. But, talking about this team's upcoming games, when you guys play next, who are the opponents going to be?
We're playing in the little tournament they're doing in the start of December here for to showcase the teams before the WHL Draft. And I think they're all at the Edmonton rink. I can't think of the name right now. But yeah, we're playing all the South teams. We have 3 games.
Right on.
So that should be good. We get to see new opponents.
Right on. Is that the rink at the West Edmonton Mall? Is that the one?
No, it's the one with 4 rinks, I think. Rink A, B, C, D.
Well, I'll have to look that up after. Have to look up where you guys will be playing in that tournament to tell our viewers after this interview is done. But, talking about it, get an opportunity to showcase your skills against some new teams. Obviously, there's going to be some scouts coming out. Preparing for the WHL Draft, I feel like this tournament for you is going to be huge. How excited are you to, showcase your skills, where your game's at now and in front of all those people in this upcoming tournament?
Yeah, I'm really excited to get out there and show them what I got. Guess it's my last chance here to showcase what I have before the draft. So, yeah.
Now, diving into the WHL Draft, but even before that, actually, just your time with MCN Sports Advising. When exactly did you get in contact with MCN and join them?
Advising side of it, I just joined this year, but I've been working with Matt for a long time. My dad used to be friends with him and his brothers, so yeah, I grew up working with Matt and doing skills training with him and all that.
Right on. And everyone I've had on the show has had nothing but good things to say about Matt Gorman. Talk about, how much of an influence Matt has had on, not only your skill side of things, but just the mentor side of things as well for you.
Yeah, I think Matt's such a great guy. He's always outgoing and talking, and he always tells you what to improve on and what to do. And yeah, he's a great guy.
Now with MCN, players get the whole package. They get the advising, the mentoring, some training as well, but also the education side of things. Talk about, what your experience has been like with MCN so far since you've, joined them and been advised by them.
Yeah, it's been good. Matt's been working really hard to put my name out there and to showcase what I have done and what my skill sets are. So it's been good.
Obviously that takes a load of pressure off of you in terms of, them handling that stuff, like talking to teams that might want to get in contact with you and some other things as well. Just talk about, how huge that's been, just the pressure that's been lifted off of you because of the work that MCN has been able to do for you.
Yeah, it's been good. Matt does all that work, so I can just go out on the ice and focus on my game and do what I got to do. So yeah, it's been a big help.
Yeah, for sure. And just such a huge thing because you got to focus on your game. And if you're worrying about some other things, you might not be in the complete zone out there. So great to know that MCN's able to offer players that type of, mentorship in that way, that type of experience for them to handle things like that. But talk about the education side of things. Have you been able to, get much into that so far with MCN?
I haven't really gotten too deep into the education side yet, but I know Matt's working on that, and then we'll be getting going on that soon.
Talk about the training you've been able to do with Matt Gorman, of course, even starting before you joined them to get advised by them, but just the things you've been able to work on with Matt Gorman, with him, trying to help you improve your game.
Yeah, Matt works on a lot of skill stuff. Edges and edge work's a big one. Also stick handling and doing it in motion too. So it's really game-like. It's good.
Have you been able to get out to any of MCN's training facilities at all so far?
I've been to one of their training facilities, but that was a few years ago. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a few years ago, right? But from what you remember, just describe, what that was like training in like one of their facilities that they have at MCN.
Yeah, it was a really good area. You can pretty much do everything. You can do off ice work. You can definitely shoot pucks there, stick handle, work on moves for sure. It's good.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Talking about it, obviously, MCN sports advising going to be a huge part of your life as a hockey player with them, advising you, mentoring you, as well as, getting to train with them some more as, things roll along here, as well as getting some educational assistance as well with them, mentoring you on that side of things. But for players, for families out there that might want to, put their kid with MCN Sports Advising to have their kids advised, talk about what you think the biggest message that you've learned so far, the biggest message you can pass on to families out there that are thinking of choosing MCN for their kid.
Yeah, I definitely join MCN for sure because Matt does such a good job of everything. He makes sure your game's at the highest level it can be, and anything you need help with, he's always there. So yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, for sure. And I hear that all the time, what a great guy Matt Gorman is. The great things that MCN Sports Advising offers players, and just talking to Matt and Dustin Fosfeld in the past, just great guys that could help your kid in many ways, not just on the training side of things, but mentoring and advising and on the education side as well. Talking about the WHL draft here lastly, Logan, how hard you've been working to get to this point where you can potentially become a WHL draft pick?
Yeah, I've been working really hard the past 3 years for sure. Working out every week at least 3 times, and hockey practice, obviously, playing games, and yeah, it's been a journey.
How you've felt that this season has really, bolstered your draft stock in terms of, WHL franchises potentially having more eyes on you as a player, getting more teams interested in you.
Yeah, I think the points definitely look good, but I think also my two-way play has been really good, and then played a big leadership role for the team so far, and then our team's also been really good. So yeah, it's great.
And, obviously WHL is a path you could take as a player to get to that next level, right? But there's also many other paths that a player could take. Is the WHL, if you get drafted to a team, a path that you see yourself taking by taking that next step in your hockey development?
Yeah, they're definitely the top of the list right now, but I haven't fully reviewed all the options so far, so not too sure yet.
Right. Just have to wait and see, right? And there's plenty of opportunity out there. Even if you somehow don't get drafted into the WHL, that's not the end of your road as a hockey player, as it's been shown throughout the history, right? With many different players taking different paths to get to the highest level that they can. But, if you were to get drafted to the dub, is there any team in particular that you would like to go to, or are you happy with whatever team drafts you?
I'm really happy wherever and whoever takes a chance on me to develop my game and sees potential in me.
Gotta ask you this though: do you have a favorite WHL team that you've grown up watching?
Well, just because I live in Edmonton, I used to cheer for the Oil Kings as just a hometown little kid. So.
Right. A very storied franchise for sure. It would be pretty awesome if somehow you ended up with the Oil Kings and they took a chance on you by drafting you coming up in this 2021 WHL draft. But talking about, the type of individual that a WHL franchise would get if they drafted Logan Henley.
Yeah, I'm always willing to do stuff for my teammates and do whatever it takes to win. I also have a pretty high hockey IQ, so I can make the right play. I'm not going to take stupid penalties. And, yeah, I just want to win.
Yeah, and, looks like there'll be whatever team drafts you is going to be getting not only a good player on the ice, but a good person off the ice as well. Talk about, throughout this journey, obviously you've had MCN advising you and being there to mentor you, but talk about the support that you've gotten from your family, your parents throughout this whole process in the last few years of, building up to this point of potentially getting drafted to the Dub.
Yeah, my parents have definitely taken a big role in the hockey journey so far, bringing me to practices every day and spending their money and their time to get me better at hockey for sure. So, yeah, they've been a huge role.
Yeah, for sure. Parent support just so huge in any young athlete's life and any young person's life for sure. And it's great that you've been able to have that support, those commitments that your parents have been able to make for you to play this great sport of hockey, right? But last question, obviously you've talked about the things you want to improve on, but if you do get drafted to the WHL, what are some things you're going to start, working on not only as the season progresses, but once the off season hits as well?
Yeah, I think the biggest part of my game right now I want to improve is just my first 3 steps and just the quickness of my feet. Just the takeoff speed. I think that will crucially help me.
Yeah, and those are things that just take time with more experience of playing at a high level and with training as well. But you're in good hands with Matt Gorman and MCN Sports Advising, as well as the other training that you do. No doubt, Logan, I think you'll continue to succeed in striding those things as your hockey career rolls along here. Number 5 of the Fort Saskatchewan Rangers in the Alberta Elite Hockey League U16 Age Group League. Logan Henley joining the show here on this week's MCN Sports Advising segment. Logan, thanks for taking the time, and you continue to have fun out there, continue to have a great season, and maybe we'll talk in the future. You take care, buddy.
Yeah, you too. Thank you very much for having me.
And number 5 of the Fort Saskatchewan Rangers in the Alberta Elite Hockey League U16 age group, Logan Henley joining the show here on this Monday night. Of course, me and Logan did that interview pre-recorded earlier on in the day. And yeah, great to have a chance to talk to a defenseman that could potentially be going into the WHL draft and or potentially get drafted into the WHL draft. So coming up after this next commercial break, our final commercial break here on tonight's edition of the Prospect Show, I'm going to be breaking down Jonas Woo's game, what makes him such a great player here on this week's edition of Player Analysis on the Prospect Show, coming up here after this final commercial break here on ASTV. Welcome back to the Prospect Show here on ASTV Productions. 2 great guests joined the show tonight. First off was Jonas Woo, number 8 of the Winnipeg Bruins in the Manitoba AAA U18 Hockey League. And most recently in a pre-recorded interview, it was Logan Henley, number 5 of the Fort Saskatchewan Rangers in the U16 Alberta Elite Hockey League. Logan, of course, joined the show here on our weekly MCN Sports Advising segment, and I do want to let you guys know about the tournament and the rink that he's playing in. He mentioned the tournament. Of course, it is the Alberta Elite Hockey League U18 AAA and U16 AAA Elite Showcase happening on December 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So coming up very soon, as that tournament will start on Thursday. And the rink it will be playing in is I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, the Terwillegar rink, wherever that is. Logan talked about it. He's excited to play in that rink. Got 4 rinks within that facility, so going to be a lot of fun for Logan and the rest of his teammates to showcase their skills and what they got, stacking up against the teams that they'll be playing against. But here on the Prospect Show this week, we're going to get into an edition of player analysis, and silly me, I forgot to make the banner as that pre-recorded interview was happening with Logan. I should have done that. My apologies. You guys will see a banner pop up next week that says player analysis. But let's dive into it. The game of Jonas Woo and his father, Larry, sent me game footage from, I believe it was Friday's game against the Eastman Selects. And in that game, Jonas was very solid in that game and showed why he's playing at this U18 AAA level, and he's really showing this season that he is going to be a very good find for a WHL team, whatever team drafts him. But let's break down, I'm going to break down why Jonas Woo is such a great hockey player, such a smart hockey player out there. So let's get into it here. Let me just find the clips here, starting off with Jonas's breakouts and zone entries. And we're going to roll the clip here, just looking at it. I hope the sound is this here. There we go, because I cannot handle the sound that is coming out, and I'm sure you guys won't enjoy it either. But just looking at it, gotta put the banner up here and then we can start off. Looking at it here, his breakouts, starting off with this one. Looking at it, he just scans the ice for open teammates, takes his time here, and you can see it. He's going to get the puck behind his own net. He's going to fake like he's going to the left, sees this player right here, the Selects player, attacking on that left side. So Jonas, aware of that, is going to take the puck to open ice here. He's going to have some patience, fake like he's going to the middle a bit, but then do a quick cut back to the right side and hit his centerman with the breakout pass here. And now looking at this one, Jonas sees that he has some open ice to work with, and he's going to make a nice inside-outside move and bring this puck in, making an off pass there, not the best pass to a teammate. That resulted in, I believe, a turnover going the other way for the Selects. But looking at this play now, in the offensive zone to start off here, it's going to be cleared into the neutral zone, and look at Jonas there, just has the space, has the awareness to, make a nice inside-outside move, and it's just his lateral movement, his skating ability, and his puck handling ability that allows him to do that on the zone entry. So looking at the breakouts, he scans the ice for open teammates. He's a good skater. It allows him to skate the puck out of the O zone, and he protects the puck very well as well. As you guys will see here, he's going to protect that to the backhand, shielding the puck, and he's going to be able to make another nice move on a forward checker of the Selects there and bring this puck in. And once he loses the puck here, he does a good job of getting in deep and also, getting it over to a teammate, and then just looking at this play here, which results in a goal. It's going to be Jonas going up into the play in the defensive zone, driving this one wide, protecting the puck and driving it to the net, resulting in a goal. And, just his ability, his awareness, not only on the breakouts, but on the zone entries as well, along with the skating, makes him one heck of a hockey player in that aspect of things. But what about in the defensive zone? Let's take a look at it now. Looking at Jonas, his game in the defensive zone. Just got to get it here. His defensive play. Here it is. So we're going to see the good things that Jonas does here. My apologies, folks. I need to keep muting the volume, but he's going to keep good gap control. He's not afraid to lay the body. He recovers well if he gets speed. He maintains good positioning, and it allows him to get into lanes and pick off pucks. And you're going to see him here with some great gap control and also playing the body, not afraid to get physical. This player coming down on the right side, Jonas right here, boom, is going to, not the biggest hit, but he's going to lay the body. And there we go. He gets beat here on this play, but he's going to go towards the middle of his net. He's going to be in good positioning. Comes up in the zone a bit there, as you guys could see. And we're going to play it back here for you guys. You guys can see it. It's Jonas right about, I'm not sure if you guys can see him or not, but you're going to see him here really getting this puck in his skates, transitioning out of the zone and feeding his teammate with a sweet backhand pass and getting a shot on net. And then looking at it here, this play, the play is going to develop here. Puck goes around the boards, and it's going to be Jonas picking off the puck again. Lateral movement, makes a move around a player and makes a breakout pass. And then looking at this one here, coming down, it's going to be Jonas with a very good stick. Like his work with the stick is phenomenal. Looking at it again, like this player is going to try to pass it across here, but Jonas already has his stick in a good position to attempt to bat that puck away, disrupt it, and he does just that. It forces a turnover and it's back in the Bruins' possession. So yeah, his defensive play, like I said, good gap control, not afraid to lay the body, recovers well if he gets beat, and maintains good position, allows him to get into lanes and pick off pucks, and he's also great with the stick. But what about in the offensive zone here for Jonas? We're going to break it down for you now. Well, I'm going to break it down for you guys now. His game in the offensive zone, and going to make sure sorry everybody for that, but looking at it, just gonna move some of these videos here and then we'll get into this. But looking at it in the offensive zone, what I found from watching Jonas's game is he gets in good position to shoot the puck. He's got good foot speed, like he talked about. He feels like his foot speed is really a strong suit in his game. He makes quick decisions. He has a quick release, even though his shot isn't the most powerful, but it's an accurate shot. He's also deceptive with the puck and throws in some quick stick handles before he shoots as well. So we're going to get it here. This puck gets one off the draw. Jonas gets in good position to shoot. This gets a shot on net that gets tipped into the goal. Here, Jonas ends up receiving a tough pass and ends up getting a chance on net. Jonas here, he's going to deceptive with the skating there. He's going to open up the hips a bit to, throw a player off, and then he passes it across to his D partner. And then looking at this play, this is just a thing of beauty on the power play. Look at Jonas here, receives this puck, but look at this move right here. This is what special players do right here. He's going to get this puck. He's going to see that this player right here is going down to block the shot on one knee, and Jonas keeping that puck loaded to the forehand, keeping it in a threatening position at all times, whether he's going to pass it or shoot it here. He's going to use his good skating ability, his good edges here to turn on a dime quickly, cut towards the middle, and then get a shot on net. And then looking at this play here, just another example of Jonas being aggressive, jumping up into the play in the neutral zone, coming in here and sees that he doesn't have a lot of space in front of him, not really any open teammates. And if his teammates are open, it's either you're going to put the puck outside of the zone or you're going to make a pass, but it's not going to be too effective. Jonas is going to come in here, enters the zone, delays. He's going to throw in a quick stick handle before shooting this puck on net and getting a scoring chance for his team. So, overall, just already a high-level offensive talent that these WHL teams could be getting in Jonas Woo. But there's always some stuff that players are going to want to work on, and I'm going to break it down for you guys here real quick before we end off this segment. Just looking at these things here. And it's just like some panic with the puck and just the consistency of him making some, the right plays at the right time. So this puck is going to be Jonas. He's going to make a nice pass here. But this puck ends up getting out of the zone, and he's close to the blue line here. He probably feels some panic. He feels rushed with the puck. He has a teammate partner, his D partner, is open on this left side here with a ton of space. Would have liked to see Jonas pass it across to him and they would keep possession of the puck, but he's going to throw it in quickly here. Not the worst play in the world, but he turns it over. And then just here on this play, even though he gets a good shot on net and you saw it earlier, you're going to see here right across, even though Jonas isn't looking there, he could have hit an open teammate with a pass across, a hard pass across, even though the window is tight to make that pass. With Jonas's ability to pass that puck at a high level, he definitely could have made it, but he still gets a shot on net and an opportunity for his teammate there to put in that rebound. But overall, not much to dislike in Jonas's game. It just comes with the experience of playing against older players, older competition, the speed of the game. How will he adapt to it? He looks like he's doing pretty darn well so far. It's just those little things he needs to work on, like his consistency with making high-level plays at times, not panicking as much with the puck, but that's only going to come with time and as he develops as a player, especially at this level, like playing against guys that are 1, 2, even 3 years older than him, and he's having this type of production, getting this type of playing time is insane. This is a guy that, like we mentioned before, can not only play even strength, log in a lot of minutes, but also playing heavy minutes on the PP and PK as well. And he's going to get bigger. He's shown some physical traits as well of physicality. He's not afraid to throw hits. If he can grow into the size that his brother Jett Woo has, it's going to be pretty scary for teams if he's able to, grow to the size Jett Woo is, get as tall as him, and maybe he gets even bigger. Maybe he gets even stronger than his brother there. But overall, just a highly skilled, high IQ offensive defenseman, a very good defenseman in his own end as well, and a defenseman that can transition out of his own end with so much success because of those things and produce in the offensive zone because of the things mentioned before, just the skills he has in his toolbox. So that's going to do it for this edition of Player Analysis on the Prospect Show. That's going to do it for this edition of the Prospect Show as well. Of course, a special thanks to Jonas Woo and Logan Henley for coming on the show and being the guest. Special thanks to you, the viewer, for tuning in to tonight's edition of the show. If you did enjoy tonight's edition of the Prospect Show, leave a comment, leave a like, a reaction if you're on Facebook. Also share it as well, because I'll keep on preaching it. I'll keep on talking about it. The more likes, the more traffics, the more shares that our episodes get. It's not only going to help us here at ASTV Productions, but help the great athletes and all the coaches, everyone here in amateur sports that we cover here on our shows, help them get some recognition and traction as well. I want to thank our sponsors of tonight's edition of the Prospect Show in Caisse Financial Group, Pilot Mound Hockey Academy, Supplemental Insurance, and TOVI Hockey as well. Special thanks to them for sponsoring tonight's edition of the show. The next edition of the Prospect Show will be coming to you guys next week on Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. Might be starting a bit later, like 8:30 like we did tonight, maybe even 9, depending on what works for the guests. But you will be seeing that episode at the very least. 8 p.m. Central Time would be the earliest time we'd start. You can watch that episode all across on our platforms here, on our YouTube at Amateur Sports TV, on our Facebook at astvproductions.com, or on our Twitter at Amateur Sports TV. Of course, you guys can also check it out on our website at amateursports.tv, where you guys can now look at our episodes, watch our episodes on our new media player, where you guys can rewind live video, and there's some other features you guys can try out as well. Stay tuned on our social media, on our Facebook, our Twitter, and on our Instagram at ASTV Productions to see who those guests will be for next week's edition of the show. The guest reveal post will probably most likely come out next Monday morning. So until then, folks, that's enough of me rambling. Graeme Forsyth, your host of the Prospect Show, signing off now. If you're a Winnipeg Jets fan, I understand your frustration as well. I saw that we lost to the Arizona Coyotes. I'll have to look at the stats and see what went wrong in that game before making a decision. But my initial reaction is we lost to the Arizona Coyotes. As a Winnipeg Jets fan, that is kind of embarrassing. I'm not going to lie. But, don't let that ruin your night. If you're a Winnipeg Jets fan, if you're an Arizona Coyotes fan, which I'm not sure who would be an Arizona Coyotes fan. I don't think I've met one in my life. But if you are an Arizona Coyotes fan, just try not to celebrate too much, rub it into Winnipeg Jets fans. If you are a Winnipeg Jets fan, let off some steam, relax, sit back, do whatever you guys got to do to relax, enjoy the rest of your Monday night. Everybody, have a wonderful rest of your week as well. Have a wonderful weekend as well. Stay safe out there. Stay bundled up if it's cold where you guys are. And have a great weekend. And until next week on Monday night, I'll see you then, folks. Signing off now, Graeme Forsyth, host of The Prospect Show. Peace out, everybody.